a design method to enhance human energy. Protection against harmful radiation. Abstract. Humans has an invisible, but measurable body's energy, or so-called bioenergy, which connected to the physical body. Humans also live within places crowded by invisible, but measurable energies. One of these energies originated naturally as an Earth electromagnetic field, some of which are harmful, such as Hartmann and Curie grids. The other energies are man-made, generated from the electrical devices and the communication waves, such as radio, TV, and mobile phone waves. As the vast and varied radiations affects the human's bioenergy. Natural harmful radiations. Geopathic stress is a term which refers to the harmful energies that emerging naturally from Earth. The geopathic stress subtle energy zones can be measured using the light interference technique. Which depends on studying the interaction of laser light beam passing through a geopathic stress zone. Geopathic stress occurs in many types, such as paths, spots, and grids. The grid system rises as vertical energetic intersecting walls. The most important grids are Hartmann and Curie. As Hartmann grid lines runs according to the cardinal directions, while Curie grid runs diagonally. The wavelength of Hartmann grid lines on NS direction is 50 centimeters, and on EW direction is 62.5 centimeters. While the wavelength of Curie grid lines in one direction is 11 and 21 centimeters, in the other direction. Staying for long times over geopathic stress areas can lead humans to physical and emotional problems. Also, tests results refers to the physical effect of geopathic stress on humans' blood pressure, heart rate, and immune system, as well as the psychological effect of it by causing exhaustion, depression, and nervousness. For protecting humans from such harmful radiations. In 1985, the German patent proposed using of a pyramidal-shaped device for eliminating the geopathic stress lines. In December 2001, an industrial design taking the shape of a disc with spiral engraves, a Polish patent was made to neutralize the geopathic radiation in affected spots. Another German patent proposed a method for neutralizing geopathic fields by covering floors of the intended area, using natural and fabricated materials. A study was done to investigate the influence of the shapes on Earth's EMF, concluded that Earth's EMF changes differently according to the shape, when passing through it. This study supports the suggestion of using shapes to protect humans from such harmful radiation. Man-made harmful radiation. Nowadays these radiations are widely used in science and technology, as well as industrial and everyday appliances. Modern technology electromagnetic waves are 1,000 times stronger than those in nature. There are two types of EMR. One is non-ionized with relatively low energy and the other is ionizing with relatively high energy. In March 1992, the National Radiological Protection Board addressed the probability of EMR to cause cancer. The observations showed a higher probability of health risk with exposure to higher frequencies of EMR, as it penetrates the living tissue. Where ionized radiation can change the structure of the atoms and the molecules by ionization. Also, it can change the DNA structure of living organism. Exceeding the safe doses of specific absorption rate of EMR may cause harmful effects. Prolonged exposure to EMR from telecommunication and biomedical devices causes harmful impact and health problems for living beings, along with possibly causing different diseases. This paper proposes a method of protection against EMR, using sacred geometry and biogeometry, as follows. Sacred geometry. It is believed that the emergence of sacred geometry was in ancient Egypt. Johannes Kepler stated that all objects must be defined within the circumference of a circle. Where the ancient Egyptians showed a commitment to those principles through their work, which is known in the Western world later as sacred geometry. Sacred geometry, as a concept, expresses the ancient belief that shapes and designs with mathematical relationships underlie the formation of all creatures. Thus, geometry and numbers can be seen as symbols of the absolute truth, and they are the mediator between man and the Creator. The angle is a relationship of two numbers. And every angle has quite different structural and energetic properties than one another. For example, the angles between bonds in molecules determines the material's qualities and characteristics. The human body, as an example, could be determined by an invisible and immaterial geometrical form. Any shape begins with the point, which is completely abstract. Thus the geometry emerges from nothingness, as the point connects the absolute with the material world. If it is considered that the diameter of the circle is 1, which is the traditional number expressing divinity, then the relationship between the circumference and the diameter is the ratio of pi, which is an equation so that each quantity depends on the other. It is a ratio, not a fixed value. When two similar circles merge so that the center of each is on the circumference of the other, an innovative shape is formed that is called Vesica Piscis. Through this form, multiple shapes, proportions, and angles could be produced. The produced shapes are 7. Vesica Piscis. Equilateral triangle. Hexagon. Square. Isosceles triangle. Double square. And golden rectangle. The produced angles are 9, 45 degrees, 30 degrees, 60 degrees, 90 degrees, 35 degrees, 55 degrees, 27 degrees, 63 degrees, 120 degrees. The produced ratios are 5, square root 2, square root 3, square root 5, 5, pi. The golden ratio could be found wherever there is a particular beauty and harmony of form in nature. A group of 5 right-angled triangles could be produced from the double square and the golden rectangle. 32 degrees, 58 degrees. 45 degrees, 45 degrees. 24 degrees, 66 degrees. 42 degrees, 48 degrees. 27 degrees, 63 degrees. One can find evidence of using sacred geometry in many different ancient civilizations. For example, Greek temples, Christian cathedrals, and Hindu temples. Geometric proportion is strongly linked to metaphysical dimensions. Pyramids could be found in almost all ancient civilizations. Africa, Europe, South America, and Asia. The proposed method in this research depends on the study of the angles and the geometrical formation of the Great Pyramid of Egypt, and its energy properties and their effects. Pyramidal shapes showed an effect on the growth of microorganisms kept inside them. Pyramidal shapes showed a positive effect on the growth of fenugreek kept under at its base. Pyramid-shaped housing have a beneficial effect on stress management for adult female Wistar rats. A study was held to investigate the effect of some geometrical shapes on the user's brainwaves. The pyramid led the human brain waves to delta, which means a mind relaxation and comfort status. Biogeometry. The proposed method in this research is based on the science of biogeometry, which is a patented science. Biogeometry is a design language of shapes, using specific principles to amplify the beneficial energy quality of the center to maintain the harmony within energy structure in living and non-living things. It is based on a practical measurement using physics of quality. To integrate physical with metaphysical in harmonious unity, as it integrates science and spirituality. The biogeometry methodology is based on 9 main pillars, which provide the tools for enhancing design standards in any field, by integrating the natural harmony in the energy qualities of the surrounding environment. One of these 9 pillars is motion in design. Another pillar is the design principles: rotation, color placement, interfacing, shifting, and transparency. The biogeometry series is. These numbers when added to a design produce a beneficial and harmonizing energy quality, as each number has its special effect on the biological system. Alike, the number of similar objects in the place produce its special energy quality effects. while the most important angles in biogeometry are 66 and 45. In 2003, a biogeometry project was held on Hamburg, in Switzerland. After installing a new telecommunication antenna, sleeping disorders, headache, and concentration deficiency start to occur on people. Also, negative symptoms occurred on their animals, where they asked for help to harmonize that negative effect. By using specially designed biogeometry shapes, the results showed the validity of using biogeometry way of harmonization, as it showed a significant change on people and their animals, and even the environment, as birds and bats returned to the village after the disturbance caused by the antenna been removed. An experiment was held on groups of rats. The results showed that the biogeometry shapes could empower the immune system and support the self-healing, which could be considered as a protective energy balance that affects the health indirectly. Proposed method. The proposed method designed as shapes, which produce specific energies that enhance the energy of the human body and increase its immunity in resisting diseases, as well as changing the quality of harmful energies, as they can cancel the effect of harmful radiations on human bodies and living organisms. These shapes could be placed inside buildings, whether covered or uncovered, on different working surfaces, hanged on walls, over or beside electrical devices, and behind wallpaper, also, of the buildings in external spaces, on the ground, on external lighting units, and on soft or hardscape elements, like tables, chairs, and floors covered as well. The first group of shapes, named MB alpha, is a metal skewer formed by a group of angles derived from sacred geometry and biogeometry. The second group of shapes, named MB beta, the third group of shapes, named MB theta, the fourth group of shapes, named MB delta, Conclusion. Human body consists of invisible but measurable body, along with the physical visible one. Some of the Earth's EMF have a harmful effect on the human body, as well as some artificial EMR. Some researchers and practitioners proposed tools and methods to avoid negative energies. Biogeometry proposed a method to improve humans' biological function as well as harmonizing the energy of the place. The author believes in the effectiveness of using the research proposed method to improve the human's bioenergy, as well as protecting against harmful natural and artificial radiations. However, further application and measurements should take place to ensure validity of research proposed method.